Hello everyone, and welcome to my Bachelor Nation 24 channel. I hope everyone is having a wonderful day. Before we begin, please hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Gold Rush. Rick Ness goes ballistic on Morgan Lauren online. Gold Rush star Rick Ness hasn't started the new season yet, but he is already making headlines. Just hours after his now ex-fiancée Ness accused Rick of cheating on her at least 6 times, he found himself having an online rant with a member of Team Rally. Why did Rick Ness go ballistic on Morgan Lauren? Moreover, what did his ex-fiancée have to say about Morgan Lauren? Gold Rush fan wants to know if Rick Ness will be back. On Saturday, Gold Rush Season 14 newcomer Morgan Lauren posted on her Facebook page that she is in Canada. While this seemed innocent enough, Rick's ex-fiancée's post accusing him of being addicted to hookers and coke was what fans wanted to talk about. This led to an explosive exchange that wound up deleted. Although Morgan has deleted it, Ness shared it all on her Instagram page. What exactly transpired? Although this all seems very confusing, it all started with a top fan with a timely question. He asked, Morgan Lauren, is it true Rick won't be coming back next season? Ness said in her post that he has an addiction to coke and prostitution. Morgan's response was, Jim Nelson trying my best to word this in the most appropriate manner, even if there was a shred of truth in what she has to say, and I'm not saying there is. It's going to be twisted in some fashion. The last person I'd be listening to is her. Basically, the fan was concerned that Rick would not be allowed into Canada or on the Discovery show because of the serious allegations made in Ness's recent post about her ex-fiancé Rick Ness. In turn, Morgan seemed to downplay anything that Ness said. This triggered Rick. Morgan Lauren post makes Gold Rush star Rick Ness furious. In a lengthy rant, the Gold Rush star went ballistic on Morgan Lauren. He started his rant with, there is no way for you to word this in the most appropriate manner, because when you had no actual personal knowledge or first-hand experience of something, literally anything you try and say about it is going to be inappropriate. He then continued to tell her that you've overstepped your boundaries into areas where you don't belong and aren't welcome. You are then answering questions about things as if you are, and that is the problem. He went on to talk about how she has set up her social media to answer questions, like you know every little detail about every little thing involving this business. He then pointed out how she only worked 1 season. Lastly, he wrote, I think you may have forgotten the one thing that I asked from you in return for this opportunity. I said do not become a problem, and that is all I've seen. Although this entire exchange was deleted, Morgan did answer one fan who asked if she would be back next season. Her response seemed tepid. Michael Bishop not sure what the plan is as of yet for returning to the show, but I'll be mining one way or another. Did Rick Ness fire Morgan? We don't have any evidence of this. But it does seem that although she is ready to work, she is not sure what her situation is. However, she seems determined to be mining this season. But will Morgan Lauren be back on the Discovery series? That remains to be seen. Ness felt disrespected by Morgan Lauren. As previously mentioned, the former fiancé of Gold Rush star Rick Ness, Ness posted this entire exchange. In addition, she posted a lengthy statement on how she tried to respond to Morgan Lauren's statement, but she was blocked. In addition, she blocked Rick. That seems to indicate that there is little or no chance Amanda is returning to Team Rally. Moreover, it certainly sounds like this animosity has been going on for quite some time. However, it all looks very complicated. It seems odd that Rick would explode at Morgan Lauren for her statement that will not affect his position on Discovery. Meanwhile, he seemed to defend his ex-fiancée in this situation, despite making some pretty serious accusations that could prevent him from returning to Canada or Discovery. The air in the mining camp was thick with anticipation and tension. The stakes had never been higher, and the unforgiving landscape of the Klondike was merciless to those who faltered. Among the seasoned miners and the raw recruits, Rick Ness was a name that carried weight. Known for his tenacity and fiery spirit, Rick had carved out a reputation as one of the most relentless miners in the industry. Rick's crew was knee-deep in the mud and mire of their latest claim, every ounce of energy directed towards unearthing the precious gold that lay hidden beneath the surface. The hum of machinery and the rhythmic clang of pickaxes against rock created a symphony of labor that reverberated through the camp. But today, the usual sounds of industry were punctuated by a new, unsettling noise, the unmistakable crackle of conflict. Morgan Lauren, a newcomer to Rick's crew, had been a contentious figure from the start. With her unconventional methods and outspoken demeanor, she had quickly found herself at odds with Rick. Their clashes were the stuff of legend within the camp. But today, things were about to reach a boiling point. It began with a simple disagreement over a piece of equipment. Morgan, convinced that the sluice box needed immediate repairs, had taken it upon herself to halt the operation. Rick, on the other hand, saw her actions as a direct challenge to his authority. The sluice box was functional enough, and any downtime meant lost gold, a risk he was unwilling to take. The confrontation started with raised voices, but quickly escalated into a full-blown shouting match. Rick's face was flushed with anger, his veins bulging as he squared off against Morgan, whose eyes blazed with defiance. The rest of the crew stood back, uneasy but unable to look away. This was more than a simple argument. It was a clash of wills, a battle for dominance in the harsh world of gold mining. "You think you know better than me?" Rick's voice was a roar, cutting through the din of the camp. "I've been doing this for years, Morgan. I know what works and what doesn't. You're out of your depth here." Morgan's response was swift and sharp. "Just because you've been doing this for years doesn't mean you can't be wrong, Rick. That sluice box is on the verge of breaking down, and if it goes, we're screwed. You need to listen to me." Rick's fury was palpable, a physical force that seemed to radiate from him. "I don't need some rookie telling me how to run my operation. You're here to learn, not to lead. If you can't follow orders, then you can pack your bags and get out." The words hung in the air, a final devastating ultimatum. For a moment, it seemed as if Morgan might back down. But then, with a steely resolve that matched Rick's own, she stepped forward. "Maybe I'm a rookie, but I'm not stupid. I came here to find gold, just like you. And if that means standing up to you when you're wrong, then so be it." The silence that followed was heavy with expectation. The crew watched, waiting to see how Rick would respond. His eyes narrowed, and for a moment, it seemed as if he might lash out physically. But then something shifted. The fire in his eyes dimmed slightly, replaced by a grudging respect. "Fine," he said finally, his voice still rough but no longer a shout. "You want to fix the sluice box? Go ahead. But if it costs us even an ounce of gold, it's on you." Morgan nodded, her expression one of determination. "Deal." As she turned to get to work, the tension in the camp began to dissipate. The crew, still wary, resumed their tasks, the rhythm of labor slowly reestablishing itself. Rick watched Morgan for a moment longer, a complex mix of emotions playing across his face. Anger, frustration, but also something else, a hint of admiration for the woman who had dared to stand up to him. The incident spread quickly through the mining community, whispered conversations and speculative glances following Morgan wherever she went. Some admired her bravery, while others questioned her judgment. But Morgan remained focused, her attention fixed on the task at hand. The sluice box was indeed in need of repair, and as she worked, she could feel the weight of the crew's expectations pressing down on her. Hours later, covered in grime and sweat, Morgan stood back and surveyed her work. The sluice box was fixed, reinforced and ready to handle the rigors of the gold rush. She looked over at Rick, who had been watching from a distance. He gave a curt nod, a silent acknowledgement of her efforts. That night, as the camp settled into an uneasy peace, Rick approached Morgan. The firelight cast flickering shadows across his face, making him appear both more and less human. He cleared his throat, clearly uncomfortable. "You did good today," he said gruffly. "I might not like your methods, but you got results. That's what matters out here." Morgan looked up, surprised by the unexpected praise. "Thanks, Rick. I just want to find gold, same as you." Rick nodded, his expression softening slightly. "Maybe we can find a way to work together then, as long as you remember who's in charge." Morgan's smile was small but genuine. Deal. In the days that followed, the tension between Rick and Morgan eased, replaced by a wary respect. They still clashed, their strong personalities inevitably leading to conflict. But beneath the surface, a partnership was forming, one forged in the crucible of the gold rush. Together, they faced the challenges of the Klondike, their combined strength making them a formidable team. And as the camp buzzed with the endless pursuit of gold, the story of Rick Ness and Morgan Lauren became legend, a tale of fire and ice, conflict and cooperation, set against the backdrop of the greatest gold rush the world had ever seen.